Alright, 500 kills from Vorkath. This is a video that I've wanted to make for a while now. I've had it planned since I started doing Vorkath, or after the drop table got buffed, because when I first killed him he was around 1000 HP and it sucked to kill him. I was just trying to get the pet when it was hard to get, because I thought that it looked cool, and I thought that it looked even cooler because nobody was doing them. So I did about 150 kills before his drop table got buffed, and I just pretty much threw those away. After the fact, I got 500 kills recorded on an Excel sheet. I went and I priced everything, put everything together with what it matched with, and calculated all of the drop values into one. So every single one of the 500 drops was recorded, and I've got values for every single item. So starting off, Superior Dragon Bones, 12.3 mil. That's to be expected. All of these are going to be at today's current price. I sold them when they were at different prices, like 8 to 9k for the Superior D-Bones, because I was just selling my bank while I was killing them. Onto the Rune and Dragon drops, I got 67 Rune Longswords for 1.25 mil, 80 Rune Kites, which is a lot more than I expected to get from him, 2.578. 17 Dragon Battle Axes for 2.03 mil, 17 Dragon Longs, one of the worst kind of drops that you can get from him, only 1.01, 12 Dragon Legs, 1.935, 11 Dragon Skirts, pretty much the same kind of price, 1.775, and 205 Battle Staffs, which is a solid drop for 1.778. Total those up, it equals around 12 mil, 367k, which is around the same kind of price of the Superior Dragon Bones. Both of those total equal around 24 mil. Pretty much a chunk of all of the total value that I got was from this table, or these two. Next up is the Runes table, 23,127 Chaos Runes. That's not too surprising to me because I still have majority of these in my bank along with the ones that I got from Barrows, so I have a whole ton of them still laid over. Then I got 17.9k Death Runes, 4.35 mil about, and then 686 Wrath Runes, not too much, 258k. All of those totaled up to around 6.8 mil, 6.9 actually, and if you put it together with the two other tables, 31.588 mil. The next table up is the Dragonhide table, 1,381 green Dragonhides for a total of 2 mil and 52k. 2,434 blue Dragonhides, that's added on with the 1,000 that I got from the 500 because he drops 2 every time. So 4,571,000. Then I got 932 red dragon hides, 2.2 mil around. All of these were pretty much around the same kind of price. Then 889 black dragon hides for 2.6 mil. Totaling all of these up is 11.472, which I figured because the dragon hides are one of the more expensive drops that you can get from him. For the bolts, I wasn't too worried about picking up the shittier types, like Sapphire and Emeralds, because all of them total together, like up to Amethyst, didn't even add up to 100k. It was still under that, and I don't think that those are worth picking up. I think those are just the troll type drops, but I put them in anyway, because that's what I got. So I didn't pick them up, but if I did, then it would equal out to around, I think that's like 70k or something total. I'll do the math on it later for when I put the overlay on the video. 1,047 Dragonstone Bolt Tips, 246k total. I hate getting those because you get them so often. I swear I must have gotten like 40 different drops of Dragonstone Bolt Tips over and over. For Onyx Bolt Tips, I got 257, so that kind of makes up for it. 2,152k. Definitely a solid drop that you can get from this drop table. Then I got 1,331 Rune Dart Tips, 1.65 mil, 920 Dragon Dart Tips, 2.778, and 539 Dragon Arrow Tips for 734k. 7,624,000 from that one. Totaling it up with the other totals is 50.6 mil, so it broke the 50 mil mark, and it's not into the resource table, which is coming up next. I don't even remember getting one Addy ore drop, but I got 815 total of that for a total of 1 mil. Got 370 diamonds for 737k. I don't know if that's too accurate because I don't know if I was noting them as diamond or diamond bolt tips up at the beginning of the table, but it shouldn't skew any of the results that much. 737k total for that. This surprised me, but also didn't surprise me at the same time. 1,253 crushed nests, 4.7 mil around that mark. I got so many of those drops that when I added it up, I was like, yeah, that seems right. But it's still unbelievable because it's so many resources that you can get from a boss, and you don't get them from Giant Mole by just exchanging the mole parts. You don't get them from woodcutting. You get them more from bosses, so resource drops are kind of weird when you see them, at least in this quantity. With that being said, I got almost 10,000 grapes. I got 9,893. I think grapes when Zora was like one of the main ways to get them were still around 200 GP, and when I looked at the price, it was like 100 something each, like 120, so price went down a lot. I think it's just because people are farming Vorkath and Zora at the same time, and that only equaled around 1.2 mil. So the price on that one is not too good. But on the magic logs, 1,450, almost 1.6 mil. Those definitely went up since they nerfed Zora and took that off the drop table. I think that they were under 1k with Zora's drop table before, and now they're back up to normal pricing, so that's good. 43 Dragonstones, around 500k. Nothing too special. And then one of the biggest drops that I got, 4,073 Dragon Bolts Unfinished for a total of 8 mil, 137k. totaling up all of this, 17.8 mil, with half of it being the Dragon Bolts unfinished. Total that with the other total and you get 68.5 mil. So that's a ton of money that just added up eventually. Since, like I said, I was just selling it at different points, probably every like 50 kills. Onto tree seeds, nothing real great. 2 papaya, 15 watermelon, 2 teak, 2 mahogany, 2 spirit seeds for all the ones that aren't worth too much, and then for the good ones, 3 Raynar seeds, 109k, 6 snapdragon seeds, around 300, and then 8 Torstal seeds for almost 700k. Oh, and also 3 U seeds for 256.5k. Total that up 1.5 mil. Solid, decent profit, I guess. If it wasn't there, I probably would have gotten the better drops, but you need some bad drops to make it so that the good drops are good. Added up around 70 mil. 69.98. When he dropped cash money, he dropped it in big amounts. 1,928,000 GP. Pretty happy with that amount. 1,233 manta rays. I sold those, but I bought 1,000 again recently, so I could have just left them in my bank and probably wouldn't have missed out on much of the pricing. I think they were actually lower in price when I sold them, so I was at a disadvantage with that. 1.094 mil on those. 22 Wrath Talismans. Shit drop. 8.8k total. Not a fan of getting those, one of my least favorite drops to get, along with the bolts. And then 411 Dragon Bones to finish it off for a total of 74.2 mil. I also got a couple of the rare drop table drops, but those only added up to around 108,000. So I included them in the calculation, but I don't want to show them. It's just a bunch of garbage. Now, I did get one really special drop, the Skeletal Visage. That was in the first episode of my Infernal Cape series. Felt like I was blessed with luck by it, felt super happy, sold it for 35 mil. And now if I were to sell it, it's 95 mil, I think, for the shield. And I could have smithed it at this point, so I wouldn't have lost any by going to Oziach and paying him 1.25 mil. So that kind of sucks, but I was still really happy to get it. That's 35 mil that I could have not get, so I can't complain. I did have the shield, and I did charge it up, I think, but in the end I decided not to use it, so that's kind of a mistake, but I didn't know they were going to buff the Dragon Hunter crossbow, and Blowpipe was the meta for killing him. So I'm not upset. But if you add that into the calculation, it comes out to 168 mil. That's around 330k GP per kill. Obviously, you're not going to get that. You can't expect to get that because it's 1 in 5k. So you can more expect the 74.2 mil for around 148k per drop. People usually say he's around 150. I pretty much hit that mark with being a little bit under, but I did get one of the bigger drops to boost that to 168 mil total. So hopefully I can get more of those, especially since there's so much. My RNG has been pretty crazy with my 1 kill count on Krill getting the Staff of the Dead. So I hope that that can happen. I'll put up the Excel sheet that I have right now for reference. I've got to take a screenshot of it and import it into here, but it shouldn't take too long. As I'm speaking right now, it should be up on the screen, so if you want to see it, it's got an accounting style. That's just how I know to put them together. The total numbers are at the bottom in gold and green. And yeah, this was really enjoyable to make. It was hard to get all the calculations together. That's kind of the only part that sucked. But I enjoyed making a loot video for once. If you like this type of content, like the video. If you'd like to see more of this kind of thing, then comment and let me know what kind of boss you would like to see, because I'm open to doing this again. Recording the drops was pretty fun, and then in the end, making the video was fun. I had a good time. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, also subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.